Hey, both of you guys. Hey, Hayes use. Yeah, sorry I didn't respond, Rogue. I didn't have my mic connected yet, and I just got home, so I'm just kind of getting in the zone with some chess tonight. Hey, the man who speaks in hands, 101. Yeah, sorry for not acknowledging you too, Rogue. I know that you came in earlier. I mean, I zoomed in on your message a bunch of times. Maybe that was fun. I'm being silly tonight. I had a lot of stuff I did. I took care of a lot of stuff today, and so I'm a little bit worn out. We're just playing some chess. I'm playing with my friend MBK Player. Not really going to be talking much tonight. I do respond to chat, so, you know, thank you for stopping by. And feel free to ask or talk about whatever. You know, it's kind of a chill vibes lately. You know, kind of chill vibes lately, so, you know, just kind of enjoying the music and just kind of playing some games. And if you want to play me, send me a challenge. This is a correspondence game, but I do try to play only one game at a time. We're playing this as if we're like actually on the board, and we're just kind of playing untimed, basically. But feel free to send me a challenge, ask me about anything. How do you get started? Well, you go to leadchess.org, go to learn, and you click on, you make an account, it's free. You click on learn, oops. Click on learn, go to chess basics. Tells you how to move all the pieces, and it's like you get an achievement. I haven't even learned how to play the game, apparently. 33%. It goes through the beginning. All you need to really know is how the chess pieces move, and some basic fundamentals. As you go on, you can just, you know, take your time. You know, this is all some basic stuff. And the best way to practice entirely would go to puzzles, puzzle dashboard. Go to puzzle dashboard and go to puzzle themes. Normally it's just a mix, but what I would suggest, maybe do like 10 minutes or 30 minutes a day by motif. Maybe like do a couple of forks and pins. Pins and forks, pins and forks. Those are your most important chess tactics. So just do these. The way to solve them, and you can pick difficulty. So if I want to do easiest, for example, but it's going to be based on your rating. So my rating is like, my tactics rating is 1881. Tactics rating is always going to be higher than the way you play. So what you want to do is you want to look at the pieces, look at the game, and you know that these are all going to be based on a pin. Now, what is a pin? A pin is a tactic where a piece is unable to move without revealing an attack on a higher value piece. So if you notice, white played here. White played queen to h5. And let's see, what we know there's a pin, obviously, so there's something going on with a pin. This that's not really a pin because the rook is defending it. Okay. What about this pawn? Okay, this pawn is pinned. So what can I do with that pawn? Maybe, what's guarding this queen? There's a knight? So maybe, since I know that the pawn can't capture, the rook can. I take the knight. If white captures back, I win a queen. So, you know, white can take the queen. But then I just want a piece after I take back. It's actually not so simple. Looks like see, basically the idea is to not move the pieces until you've already solved the whole position. And with tactics puzzles, you know that you're always going to win something. As it gets more advanced, some positions in chess tactics puzzles are going to be like a very small advantage. Like maybe you gain a pawn or even a tempo. Don't worry about what that means. But you know, there is a pin here, so maybe there's an idea utilizing that. See, usually the tactics puzzles aren't sorted by theme, and just like your games, when you're playing a chess game, there's no going to be like someone telling you what to look for. So basically what this is doing is it's isolating just this single idea. And then when you're actually playing your games, and when you're doing like, you know, every like generic, like, you know, just general puzzles, what you want to do is you want to start looking for ideas. First of all, you look for checks, captures, and threats. What's a check? Well, I can go check, but the pawn takes. Is that really a check? I lose a queen. If I take the queen, knight takes, and I can capture the rook, but rook takes, and I didn't really win anything. But if I take the knight with a rook, the pawn is unable to take, so the rook can take. Although, also, you can start a queen trade. I would think that white probably would want to trade queens. You take the knight, you trade queens, and now I'm guarding the rook. So that might not even be good for white. Maybe, I mean, because obviously, if I take the knight, if rook takes the knight, I just straight up win a queen. So I think the option for white would be, after rook takes knight, you don't want to recapture because you'll just lose the queen. So you just trade queens, you cut your losses. You lost a piece, white loses a piece, which is a huge advantage for black. So rook takes knight, queen takes queen, pawn takes queen, and now I'm defending the rook with the pawn. And then we solve it. What? That's not the move? Oh, I guess you can check first, and then do it. Yeah, you want to simplify. See, that's a fundamental. See, like, sometimes you get them wrong, right? I had the right idea, but the goal is if you're up a piece or if you're up material in general, it's a good idea to start simplifying the board. You trade off pieces. Because now I have a knight and a rook versus a rook. And you can also count the pawns. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You have 2 sets of doubled up pawns, which are slight disadvantage, but you're up a piece, so it's okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's the same pawns. White has a better pawn structure because of the doubled up pawns. It's harder for the pawns to move when they're doubled up. So you're like, I would have to move this first, and then this, and then this, and then this. Because when they're like that, it's harder to move them. However, black is up a piece, so that's a win. And then with forks, it's otherwise known as a double attack. So when you move a piece, you know that when you're doing by theme of fork, a move where the move piece attacks 2 opponent pieces at once. So what I'm going to have to do is look for something where I'm going to be attacking 2 pieces at once. How about this move? But you know, the rook will obviously capture. Okay, there is a check. Attacking the rook and the king. Pawn captures though, or queen captures. No, and knight captures. Okay, pawn captures, knight captures, check, queen captures. You know, so you can't do that. I could just take the bishop, but let's see. Knight, knight, queen, rook, rook. Versus bishop, bishop. But I mean, if I take the bishop, bishop, rook, rook, queen. If I was playing as black, I would just take the bishop, honestly. I would be pretty okay, but if you can find a good move, look for a better one. How do I attack 2 pieces at once? Now what's going on here? I mean, bishop's guarding the rook, so I probably can't really attack it. Oh! Check! Pawn takes, rook takes, queen takes, knight takes, check, and I win a queen. There you go. Let's just double check that. And this is also another attack called an X-ray or a reveal attack. See, I'm attacking this piece through the knight. So if I move the knight and do a reveal attack, not let alone it's forcing, so it's a check. Always look for forcing moves first before you start looking at more advanced stuff. So look at like checks and then captures and then threats. I'm gonna type it out. Checks, captures, threats, before variations. So it's called CCTV. CCTV. Checks, captures, threats, and only after you've looked at all those, then look at like random variations. Like just ideas that are more quiet. But look for forcing moves first because they're the easiest to calculate. Usually you might find a good move but before you even get to tactics, threats. Threats is like, if I want to move this pawn, it's threatening to capture the rook. It's a very slow move compared to check. Like check is obvious, you have to deal with it. So check, you play knight E to F3, check. The only piece that would be able to sanely take this would be the pawn. I would think that white would just get out of check and then just take the L. Queen takes and then I just take the pawn. Take the bishop. Because if I check here, pawn takes, rook takes rook check, queen takes rook, would be a huge blunder from white. But maybe it's the best move. Sometimes the best move is actually a bad move, but you know, bad for your side, but it's the best move. There might be ways to calculate that, but it doesn't particularly matter because you already know you're winning something. If pawn takes, rook takes, check, queen, and then I check and then win the queen. Okay? See? And then yeah, probably something like that. So that's basically it. Go to learn chess basics. Go through all of these through fundamentals, and if you want to, you can go to intermediate. I mean, actually, just go through all of these. Go through all of these, and then go to puzzle dashboard by theme. And then do pins, by motifs, forks, and pins. And you could also isolate any number of these tactics. There's more advanced motifs. If you really want to go into each individual, you also can just do only master games, or master versus master games, or super GM. There's only 2,344 of these. The best players in the world. But most of these are just taken from games played here. They're pretty damn good. They really do what they need to do. What they need to do is they need to practice building board vision and pattern recognition. That's all. That's all you're doing with these. Pins and forks. Pins and forks. Pins and forks. Pins and forks. Don't do anything else for like a month or two if you really want to isolate these and improve. But what you can also do is you go to I should make a move here. what you also want to do is you go to puzzles and puzzle streak. Now in puzzle streak, it's a survival mode. And take your time with these. By the way, take your time. Do not move the pieces randomly. Like what a lot of people do is they see a good move and they're like, okay, I'll just take the queen, and they'll just do it. But you know what happens is you'll lose a lot. Treat it like a game, because it is a game. But puzzles, you want to look at your options as if you were playing a game with like $1 million on the line. That you spent $1 million to play this game, and you're gonna win $2 million if you win. But you're gonna lose everything if you make the wrong move. Always treat every single move as if it's the most important move, because you have unlimited time. Take your time to look at the options. Or I'm actually pretty sure if I just take the queen, knight takes, and then I'm gonna win a knight. Because if you move this knight, so if queen takes, knight takes, if I move this rook here, I'm attacking both knights. And you can't defend either of them. Both of them. You can't defend both because they're on the opposite colors. You won't be able to move any of these knights to defend the other knight. Okay, there is a pin here. I don't know if I can make use of it, but I'm Hey, what's up, Ivan? How you doing? Is that you from here? We're just doing a chill no cam stream today. Lately I've just been kind of chilling. I have not really felt like doing much on stream except for just hanging out. You know, I really like interacting with my chat. You know, so welcome. My name is Rebecca. I am like this weird random chick on the internet that is kind of popular but also kind of unpopular, depending on who you ask. But I'm getting back into the chess of things, and I'm, you know, doing my puzzles and stuff and playing games with my friend MBK Player, and we're just chilling, vibing out to some music. So let me know if you want to play. Send me a challenge. I accept all time. Although, try not to go more than 15-10. I mean, you can do a correspondence game if you want to go longer than 15-10. 30-minute games are okay, but generally I try to play, like, I do try to play faster games on stream. But if you do correspondence, especially untimed, I can always come back to the game later if you need to go, and we can continue the game later. So me and my friend MBK Player, we're doing a correspondence game. So if he needs to go or I need to go and do other stuff, then it doesn't mess up our game. But yeah, I hope you enjoy your stay. I love to interact with my chat, so don't feel like, if you feel like I'm ignoring you, I am always watching. I'm always watching the chat. I'm always watching you, chat. I'm always watching you. You can't hide from me. You can't hide from me, okay? Not unless we get 1,000 viewers. If we get 1,000 viewers, then you'll be able to hide. Because Chatterino only goes up to 1,000. Anyway, enjoy the music. It's rainwave.cc/game right now. I do also play the music from the OC Remix and chip tunes. But right now we're just enjoying video game original soundtracks. Video game OSTs on rainwave.cc/game. Hey, 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 hey. Yeah, I'm actually doing great, Twice Slicer. I started this morning out pretty good, although I think I did get a little bit emotional this morning, but not really. Maybe not. Maybe I'm just hallucinating that. I got a lot of stuff done today, and I was like, I had a really good day, like super good all day. Like it was stressful, but I got a lot of stuff taken care of. And now I'm here playing some chess, jamming out to some music. I hope you enjoy your stay. I'm playing with my friend MBK Player right now. You know, just kind of chilling, having some vibes. How you doing? Welcome back. Glad to see you again. Glad to see you again. Oh, that's fun animated emotes. Those are silly. Wow, welcome back. Yeah, just jamming out, playing some chess, chilling. Not really much, just playing with my friend MBK Player. Well, yeah, I'm getting actually like really tired. It's been a long day. It's been a long day. Been a long day. I think I got a lot done. And then we did a lot of chess stuff. Thanks everybody for being here. You guys are awesome. I gotta go. Twice Slicer, I hope you have good luck with your hardcore character. I'm assuming you haven't lost your hardcore status yet, so you know, just stay alive. It's gonna get harder as you get to, you know, get your sub job. Once you get your sub job, you actually get your first achievement. You get your first unlock, your first item unlock, I believe. And then I think getting to level 50, I think, is the second one. And then I think getting your artifact is the next one. I don't know. I have no idea. Either way, get all jobs to level 75 and you get like this crazy style, like you get this crazy item. It's not every job, it's like every job that comes before Zealart. So every job except for Taylor Zayas, you just raided. We're actually heading out. I'm getting pretty tired. If anybody, I can play, okay, there's always room for one more. There's always room for dessert. So if anybody wants to play, send me a challenge on Lead Chess. Rebecca Lauren on Lead Chess. I am going through a period of time right now where we're just gaming and having some chill vibes. Yeah, it's been a while since you've been here, Taylor. Thank you so much for being here. Double bishop checkmate. Yeah, but 50 move roll. I believe that the way to do this is black. You gotta do something where you don't need the knight at all. In fact, let me continue from here. Alright. Like, what's going on? What? I don't even know. I'm really tired. Yeah. I'm just trying to work this out. Basically, I mean, yeah, bishop d3. Oh yeah. You want to get. Not letting me study it. Here we go. Just a second. Okay, so it's not letting me. It can't force me to just move the thing. Oh well. Let's play some games. I don't have much time. Okay, so we gotta play some quick games. I'm getting really tired, so if you want to play at all, we gotta play some quick games. I'm sorry, but I'm so tired. It's been a long day. You caught me right at the end of the stream. It's been a long day. I did a lot of stuff today, and I came home and played some chess. I've been in like kind of like a real life arc. Well, I have been the past 4 years. Yeah. Create a wall that the opponent's king can't pass. Then once you get the king to the back rank, you create a corner that the king can't pass. Finally, you push the king to one of the corner squares. Yeah, 2 minutes is good. Yeah, I can't play longer than like you know, some blitz right now. I really just want to play. I really want to go to bed. Hey, Pondini. Welcome. Welcome back. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're having a great night. We're just playing a few last games. And then I'm heading to bed. Yeah, the bishop knight checkmate is like really hard. I think even like grandmasters have a tough time with that one. Right, yeah. What were you guys doing over on Taylor Zayas' stream? Taylor Zayas, Taylor Zayas. Taylor Zayas, Taylor Zayas. Taylor Zayas, Taylor Zayas. Oh, Taylor Zayas. Taylor Zayas, Taylor Zayas. Nakamura, Nakamura. Nakamura, Nakamura. Well, you know, the way, you know, people get so attached to rating, especially like online rating. It's really just, all it is your score. It's based on your performance against how many players you played against. It is a pretty accurate depiction of your ability after enough games. But just keep in mind, like, there's people who sandbag. There's also people, so if you're losing to people low rated than you, there are people, not me, but there are people who sandbag, and there are all people who are actually underrated. However, there was an article on this recently on Lichess. Pretty much it is a good, accurate depiction of your score. It is imperfect though. The ELO system is pretty outdated, even the updated ELO system or whatever they use for the online one. Sandbagging on you or teabagging? Yeah. Well, you know, just don't worry about... Like, you should worry about the chess, not the score. Like, rating Andes... Like, rating Andes, like, are just, like, so stuck on the wrong things. In the end of the day, if you pay attention to the chess, your rating's gonna improve naturally. Even if you're playing against people who are cheating. Obviously, with chess engines, if they're cheating, they're gonna get caught, they're gonna get banned. You're gonna get the ratings, like, you know, refunded to you anyway. But also, like, why does it matter? Like, isn't chess what matters? To me, the only thing that matters is chess. Nothing else in life matters. You know, like, you should only care about chess. You shouldn't care about anything else. No, I mean, you shouldn't care about rating at the expense of, like, oh, I care about my rating, so I'm gonna artificially, like, I'm gonna avoid playing certain players. I'm gonna abort games versus certain players. Like, that's rating manipulation. First of all, it's against the rules. But also, it's just kind of weird if you really think about it. Like, why do people like put so much of their identity attached to a number on their screen? You know, like, I don't care if it's 1327. It'd be nice if it was like 2427. I mean, that would be pretty nice, but that's not where I'm at. You know, I don't do a steady performance rising up the ladder. So, you know, I'm gonna work on just doing puzzles and playing games, and right now I'm not really focused on improving so much. I just do puzzles. Puzzles alone is gonna help you improve. But I've just been playing like faster games. I do like 15-10. I usually don't play those on stream. I'll play like Bullet or Blitz on stream. Off stream, I will get back into a chess play. What I really like doing is getting my actual board out and playing 15+10 or slower, and move on my phone and then move on the board. You know, like, don't touch the board, obviously that would be cheating. You're not allowed to have a second board to move pieces around. You can use arrows and stuff, but that's about it. You know, they allow that. Normally, in real life, you can't draw arrows, okay? So you gotta keep that in mind. You have to be able to play over the board, and nothing compares to over the board chess. There is absolutely no thrill more intense than playing a classical game over the board in a tournament. Like, there is just nothing that compares. Like, anything online is going to pale in comparison. Don't worry about just jump right in the pool, play rated, Pondini. Like, just straight up. Don't care about your rating at all. Divorce yourself from the idea that your rating matters, especially online games. Like, you should not care at all about it. It takes some practice to get over it, and once you do, you can really start unlocking your potential. Just play like 100,000 games without caring about the score at all. Experiment. Think about what's going on. Pay attention to the patterns. Just play as many games as possible while thinking. Like, don't just like move. I mean, even if you moved random moves, just looking at the board while you do it would still help you improve. I know people would like argue differently, but honestly, if you just let somebody beat you 100,000 times, you're going to pick up on their patterns. You're going to see like how they punished you in like hyperspeed too. So if you play like bullet games, especially, play like hundreds of thousands of those. Yeah, I would say play like 10-minute games. If you're going to want to have like a mix of between fast and slow, like 10 minutes is a really good one. 15-10, like 15 minutes with 10-second increment is probably the absolute best time control you can play for the most bang for your buck. Especially online, where you can't really play classical online unless you are very dedicated as a player and you know how to join the groups. There's like Discord groups, there's streamers that do stuff. There's a whole bunch of stuff where you can play classical online, but I would highly suggest do puzzles every day. In fact, what you should do is you should go to puzzle dashboard. And I said this earlier. Go to puzzle dashboard and go to puzzle themes. And then you go down to motifs. And you go down to pins. And you go down to forks. And you play at your level, or maybe do easier if you want. But just play at your level, rated or whatever, and just look at the board and see like, okay, these are all going to be pins. Every single puzzle here is going to be related to a very specific idea, which is a pin. And a pin is a tactic involving pins where a piece is unable to move without revealing an attack on a higher value piece. So you want to isolate this skill. You want to isolate this skill and sort every single puzzle by that skill. Okay? And so you know that every single time there's going to be a pin. So the idea here is like, if there's a pin here, maybe this is the pin, the rook. Rook can't move because of it's called an absolute pin. So the pin, the rook can't move. So if I move here, rook takes, check, queen takes. That's not so good for black then. So maybe that's not the idea. There's another idea though. And you just don't move the pieces until you've solved it. That's the biggest piece of advice that I could give any chess player at any level. Absolute any level. Is when you do tactics puzzles, do it untimed. And you can do puzzle streak if you want to just do like a free-for-all and it gradually gets harder. It starts out like with like mate and ones and stuff, and it gradually gets harder. But if you're gonna just sort by theme and isolate one single ability, like pins. See, what I want is there's a pin here, right? A way better pin than what I was suggesting. See, I was looking at way too advanced an idea. Usually the simplest idea is the correct one. Like, look for the simplest, most forcing ideas first. Like bishop c5, it's pinning the queen to the, you're putting a pin right into that queen. Okay, so like when you put that bishop here, you cannot move the queen because you'd be putting yourself in a check. So you have to move the queen along this diagonal or capture the bishop. So when you capture the bishop, I'm just going to capture your queen with one of these rooks. I don't know which one. I'm pretty sure this rook would be better. Well, no, it wouldn't, because that would be allowing checkmate. So you definitely don't want to do that. You would want to move with, you would want to take it with this rook, right? You want to calculate these things ahead in advance. So then you double check your work. It's just like a math test. Check your work. Okay, here, there's a pin. What happens if you take the bishop? Do not take with this one because then there's checkmate. So take with this rook instead. And I just won a queen for a bishop. And you do that, and you just keep doing that, like maybe 3 to 5 puzzles a day at least. Maybe like no more than like 30 minutes a day of puzzles. You know, just take it easy. It's more about pattern recognition. It's not about as much time you put in. It's about frequency and, it's about frequency, like daily. It's about frequency and spaced repetition. I don't know if you know about Anki, like spaced repetition learning. Spaced repetition. Spaced repetition. Evidence-based learning technique that is usually performed with flashcards. Now, what you do with these are basically your flashcards. So you do is a learning technique that involves reviewing and recalling information at specific intervals. The technique helps your brain remember more information by keeping the material fresh in your mind and forcing you to use active recall. Spaced repetition is usually performed with flashcards. What the fuck? No. God damn it. Spaced repetition is performed with flashcards. Newly introduced and more difficult flashcards are shown more frequently. And this is kind of how these work. Like that, it raises with your. You should technically be able to get 100% of these. The other one is fork, which a fork is a move where the moved piece attacks 2 opponent pieces at once. It's also called a double attack. We were friends. I don't think so. If not, oh yeah, we're right here. We're right here, Pondini. That's you, right? So this is going to be a double attack, meaning you're going to attack 2 pieces at once. Now these are the higher rated ones are going to be a little bit more tricky sometimes, but it might not be. So let's look at checks, captures, threats. There's no checks. There's any captures. No useful looking captures. So let's try to figure out how we're going to do this. So there is a threat of a check winning a rook. So after you move here, knight to f4, I'm threatening knight e2 check, which would win a rook. So after I play knight e4, what's white going to do? You're not going to be able to move the king here. So probably move here. King h2. Well, then I win a knight. Yeah, so this one is a threat. Sometimes the threat is worse than the execution. So the threat is that if white does nothing, I'm going to win a rook. So instead of doing nothing, white sees the threat and then moves the king out of the way. So now I can't do a threat. That's not a double attack anymore. It's not with check. So the rook would be able to move. Not only that, but also attack the knight. So because of that, now I win a knight. Oh. I guess not. I don't know why. What happens if here? I guess you just win the knight straight up. Yeah, I guess that's just, how is that worse? Is there a forced move here? I mean, I don't know. Healthy mix of everything. That's good too. Just do puzzles. Do puzzle streak. I would highly suggest doing puzzle streak. I'm just going to fail this one just to... It starts out with easy ones. So Puzzle Streak is really good. Solve progressively harder puzzles and build a win streak. There is no clock, so take your time. But I highly suggest, if you really want to improve, if your goal is to improve as a chess player, go to Puzzle Dashboard, go to Puzzle Themes, go to Motifs, especially if you're underrated. Like, I'm under 1800, so I should really only be doing forks and pins. No, actually, I would say until you're like 1300, like around 1400. So I'm around 1400, give or take. So I would say just do forks and just do pins until you're like 1400 rating. And if you do that every day and you only do forks and pin puzzles, like, don't even overdo it. Just do like maybe 10 to 15 minutes a day or 30 minutes tops. You do too much and it just kind of gets a little bit like blurry. You get diminished returns after a lot of time. Just do like 30 minutes a day of pins and forks. Pins and forks, pins and forks. You can do this on chess.com. So on chess.com, you go to puzzles, custom puzzles. You can even filter by rating range. So go about like 400 below your rating. So about like, I would say 800 to about your rating, 1400. Select themes. Oh, you have to sign up. What? I'm not logged in. Remember me. Okay, Bender. So I would say go about 400 below your rating, or like 400 below your rating and 400 above your rating, or about that. So your puzzle rating is 2600. So I would say, like, if I were you, go to your over the board rating. Like if your over the board rating is like 1800, for example, or let's say your over the board rating is 1400, I would say go from go 600 below it, so like 800 to your rating 1400, and then go, instead of all themes, you can actually sort it by every single one you want to isolate. What you want to do is you want to go forks and pins and click start. That's it. Just do these nonstop. This was advice given by Hikaru Nakamura himself, Super Grandmaster, one of the top players in the world. This was his advice to XQC. Okay? And this is how XQC got better. And now if he followed chess more, he'd probably be a lot better. But that's why it's a matter of frequency rather than time. It's like you don't really have to do a punch at time. Even if you just do like 10 puzzles a day, or even 3 puzzles a day. Like 3 or 5 puzzles a day. Like pins, forks, pins, forks, pins, forks, pins, forks. There's a pin here. Identify what's going on. And this is why, because even though obviously in a real game you're not going to know what to look for, this is training your ability to actually see it. You have to actually burn it into your memory. In order to do that, you have to go out of your way to isolate it. And when you isolate an ability, you can really start to burn into your mind what it looks like. And when you see them in your games, you're just going to know what to do. And you're going to start seeing more of them in your games. So there's something I need to do to get rid of this. How would I attack this knight? Probably... Oh, there's also another pin going on there. So if I attack the knight... How about just check? Queen takes. There's no rook. The woodpecker method. Yeah. It's just getting patterns. That's all chess is. And if I trained this way every day the past 4 years, I would be probably maybe 1800 rated. Or 2000 rated. Instead of being a loser. Okay? So don't be a loser like me. I did not follow my own advice. I got really burnt out of chess. Now I'm getting back into it though. It's never too late. You have your whole life ahead of you. I'm 35. I'm so young. I'm also young at heart, which is actually a rare thing for people who get into their 30s. By the way, it's very rare for people who get into their 30s to actually act their age. Okay, most people in their 30s, they start getting really serious. They start getting really like, you know, acting old. Yeah, 55 is still young. People live to like 100. Okay, and people who live that long never get old. They never get old. That's how you do it. It doesn't mean you act childish. It just means you don't get old. Like, yeah, young age is a number, and if you take care of your body the best you can, genetics and, you know, rare conditions and stuff like that can obviously cause problems. But for the most part, if you eat right, you exercise right, you have a healthy mindset, which is actually the most important, because none of the other stuff is really going to happen if you don't do that. Yeah, I would say just creating an additional pin. It's already pinned, but I'm attacking the pin piece. So that's it. Here is a idea you need to put into your mind, and you're not going to memorize it. You're going to memorize this single fundamental concept of pins. Is the idea is to attack the pinned piece. Because if you were to attack it, it can't move because you'll lose. Well, you'll get checked, so you literally can't move. But if this were like a queen or something, you know, you literally can't move it without losing the other piece. So I need to look for ideas of how to attack the pin piece. Now you have a goal. And then you have to practice this enough times, because if you just know it, okay, I know the fundamentals, attack the pin piece. Well, you have to put that into practice. You have to actually see it happen in as many positions as possible, which is why you isolate these. I'm pretty sure this is the move. No? Huh. Really? What? Oh. Duh. For some reason, I thought I would be in check after that. Yeah, I don't know what happened there. That was weird. That one was weird. Okay, let's see. This is probably going to be a fork. I actually think Lee Chess is better at this than chess.com, to be honest. A lot of the puzzles on chess.com are miscategorized. That is a problem they need to solve. They do need to solve that. You wanted me to do mating patterns? Well, listen to your coach. Your coach has a hand-tailored plan for you. So listen to your coach. Bring this up to your coach. You know, take notes. Bring this up to your coach. If your coach wants you to do mating puzzles, then do mating puzzles, because that's what your coach wants. This is assuming you don't already have a coach. If you have a coach, then do what your coach says. But bring this up to your coach too, to see if your coach is on board with it, and when your coach wants to introduce this to you. Because your coach is going to have a plan, and your coach's plan is going to entail most likely doing mating patterns, and then probably doing this, which is isolating pins and forks. I'm guessing there's some kind of fork. Oh, I know what's going on. There's check. No. I get a check. Check, pawn takes. Rook, check. No. Check, queen takes. Yeah, I honestly, I have an issue with chess.com because chess.com seems to just not isolate the puzzles very well. Like, I want to do forks. I'm going to click on forks. I want to do easier ones. It's actually better to do easier ones. I know a lot of people say, like, oh, they want to challenge themselves. That's good too. It actually is really beneficial to get the pattern down rather than trying to, like, really work your brain all the time. Like, just try to get simple puzzles and solve them. Yeah, thank you for stopping by, Pondini. I'm actually getting tired too. You see, you got me fired up. You got me fired up. All it takes is one single game and suddenly I'm all fired up again. There's going to be a fork here and I'm going to win a rook. Okay, my rook's under attack here. Honestly, Lee chess is just all around better. It's just all around better. There's some issues, obviously, with some things. More to the point, chess.com has the bank account, which means they have the anti-cheat detection is always going to be better. Their anti-cheat detection on chess.com will always be better. They have better servers. They have better representation. They have better PR. They have better marketing for improving chess. Lee Chess is good for a free, completely like community-driven thing. However, the player base is going to be subpar compared to chess.com because of the cheating issues. And yeah, Lee Chess has anti-cheating technology, but you have to understand that the proprietary, like, for-profit model is going to have infinitely better anti-cheat detection. Honestly, you shouldn't care too much about that unless you're like maybe rated like 2,000 plus. And even then, maybe not even till like 2,400 plus. So it's not going to affect the vast majority, like 99% of chess players. Honestly. Now, if you're rated like 2,400 plus, you're going to want to play on chess.com. Like, there's no, I mean, you're probably sponsored by them at that point. Like, I'm going to keep it real. Like, if you're 2,400 plus, especially if it's over the board, especially if you have a Grandmaster title or something like that, like, you're going to be wanting to play on chess.com. You want to be a good girl or a good boy, and you want to play along with chess.com at that point because you will get your bills paid. I'm going to tell you right now, do not scoff at the idea. I know, like, I don't understand what's with some chess players. Like, chess players seem to, like, have like these ideas in their head about like what they, you know, like, oh, I don't want to do that because it's like, what, it's like, dude, like, you have an opportunity as a chess grandmaster to get sponsored by chess.com and you're going to turn it down because, oh, you know, I don't want that pressure. It's like, dude, you're going to pay your bills. Like, like seriously, get your priorities straight. Like, you're not going to make a living on chess tournaments, even as a grandmaster, most likely. I mean, I'm sure a grandmaster can make do. But honestly, like, if you're going to grandmaster and you're not taking a chess.com sponsorship, I don't know what your priorities are in life. I'm sorry. I'm talking about nonsense. Let's just jam out, and I'm going to go to bed soon. Okay. Yeah, now's a good time for me to dip out too. I'm dedicated, okay? If somebody challenges me, especially if they're on stream, I'm gonna keep clicking accept, okay? But I actually have to go to bed, so that's the final game, absolute final game. I have to say no to any additional challenges. I'm sorry. That's it for tonight. Thank you everybody for stopping by. Make sure to give me a follow. Make sure to check out my YouTube. youtube.com/c/Rebecca Lauren. At Rebecca Lauren on all my socials. Okay, I am not really active as a content creator right now, so do not expect content. Do not expect content. I am really just kind of keeping myself low. I have a big surgery coming up. Okay, it's going to be a couple months, but it's going to be in time for Christmas. And I'm going to have the best Christmas of my life. I'm going to be in probably a lot of discomfort, but I'm going to be happy for the first time in probably a very long time. I mean, I'm happy now, but it's more like copium. It's more like I'm just coping with the fact that I've worked so hard to get to where I am, taking care of my health, taking care of my diabetes. Obviously I splurge on food. I had some ice cream. Okay. Hey, it's been a chocolate kind of couple days, okay? It's been a chocolate time. It's been a chocolate time, okay? So, get off my bag. I can have some chocolate ice cream that I haven't had ice cream, in many, many months, okay? I've been, my A1C, my AOC, no, my A1C, which is my diabetic thing, is down to 7%, which is the target healthy, it's the target for diabetics. 6.5, 5.5 to 6.5 is non-diabetics. 7 is expected for diabetics. I'm type 1. So I have to take insulin, which means I've been really on top of my insulin. I've been really on top of my exercise, been really top of my diet. I eat stuff like kale and stuff like that. I am good. And I'm going to heal the fuck from my surgery. And I'm going to take some time away from social media even more during that time. I'm going to take some time to just do a lot of writing and reading and drawing in my sketchbook. Maybe even playing music instruments. But yeah. It's going to be crazy, but that's why I'm kind of laying low. That's why I'm not making any content. I have a difficult time making content lately. Very difficult time. Actually, the past 4 years I've had difficulty making content. But I'm on my way out of this bullshit. I started studying some accounting and management basics. I got a book called Management Basics in Easy Steps from the library. And I also got Accounting All-in-One for Dummies, which is 9 books in one about accounting. I do plan to go back to the college. I am going temporarily back to the college to take dancing again to keep myself in shape, because it's an exercise kind of class, a fitness class, and it's dancing, and it's also Pilates and planking, or it's yoga and planks and a bunch of different workouts. It's for conditioning my body for dance. And I'm going to be doing that to prepare for my surgery, to be as healthy as possible. And after my surgery, I'm going to be taking a lot of spiritual alone time. And then I'll be able to kind of reassess my chess. Jeremy Silman. I have that book, by the way. I have every Jeremy Silman book pretty much. Or not everyone, but I don't have his fiction. I don't have his novel. I have a bunch of Jeremy Silman books. I'm probably gonna take time to read, and maybe I'll do some chess puzzles. I'm not gonna be streaming. Probably at least for a month or two after my surgery. I'm gonna be taking a huge break from social media. I'm gonna be starting college next summer probably to start my certificate program for accounting and business marketing. I'm gonna see where I can, you know, I'm not gonna wait for some degree or anything or certificate to start being successful, but I do want to actually, you know, overcome my disability, overcome my permanent disability, and actually try to find a way to get myself back into the world with the skills I have and increase my skills and get myself out there instead of hiding away, which I've been doing for the past 4 years, is hiding away. In a lot of ways, I kind of needed to, so in a lot of ways, I think I overdid it. So I learned from my mistakes, and I'm gonna move forward. I have plenty of time. Some people are like, you know, 55, which is still young, and then they're 55 to 60, and they're just starting where I was 4 years ago. So I'm 4 years into the game. I'm ahead of the game. I'm ahead of the game. Do you understand? Like, there's people like people in their 50s and 60s who are where I was 4 years ago. So yeah, I try to remember that. I got a good head on my shoulders. I got a good life ahead of me. Anyway, ciao.